Hey guys and gals. Alright, so today Windswept Highlands is really crappy. I don't believe there's a great way to do this, because no matter what you do, you've got to stitch yourself up in one way or another. So, not great. The daily contract is Erosion 3. I'm going to go with Urgency 2, because I find that the Sarkaz Blade Weavers tend to be easier to handle than the Grudge Bearers, who just nuke everything. Also, just because of how the charges come, on top of less health and everything else you've got to take, you get stitched up one way or the other. I've gone pretty heavy-handed on this. I've found that you have to. Your Vanguard's typically fairly okay. I would just suggest high damage Vanguards. If you don't have Zimmer, bring Scavenger. Put Scavenger in the same place as I put Zimmer, and you should be okay-ish. Texas is the other one though. If you have to use Courier, it's probably going to be pretty painful. If you are using Courier, I would suggest putting Courier where I put Zimmer. So, I hope that's not too confusing off the bat. Okay, so we have Zimmer with skill 2, Texas skill 2, Scavenger, by the way, is skill 2. Myrtle with skill 2, because we're going to need her healing. I have Tui? I don't really know. You don't need to have her. She'll actually be way out of the way. So you can actually use, like, say, Suzero with skill 2. That'll be entirely fine. You just need a high single target healer. That's all it is. So if you wanted to use Suzero, that's completely okay. Silence I am using as well, again, just because I said you need a high single target healer. So high single target damage is really helpful as the Silencer's drone. 2 exceptionally high defenders. So I've got Cora and Bison, who is an event operator. So hopefully you guys have all got Bison. If you don't have Bison, the only one you can really probably fall back onto is Bubble. So Bubble, you might be able to use Beagle, because Beagle's defense does spike up quite significantly. So defense 10%, so that's extra 57, so what, 620 odd thereabouts? So, yeah. Depending on where your operators are, either Beagle or Bubble. But if you did get Bison from that event, use Bison. Armia, we want skill 1 this time, because we do want a lot of control on that skill. A short-range sniper, I'm using Province, because Province works great, but if you don't have Province and you do have Acid Drop, use Acid Drop, but save this skill for when you really need it. That's the only thing I can really suggest. Myrtle I've explained. Akafuyu, because we need physical damage dealers. And a solid physical damage dealer at that, so I'm using Akafuyu with her second skill, so the shield. We want a fast redeploy. Gravel works fine for this. Last but not least, we want a Surtur. As I've always been saying to you guys, make sure you borrow enough. So there we go, there's a decent enough Surtur. Because we need to borrow 5 support units to get all our medals this season. Same as every other season, I guess, but yeah, make sure you're borrowing that Surtur. Or at the very least, borrow somebody else's other unit that you might be able to use. If this helps out, guys, leave a sub, because that helps me out a lot. Alright, I'll show you guys how to get through this, because this is... I hate this map to start with, but this did my head in today. Mainly just because of the firepower I had to bring. So, over here is where we want Scavenger, or Zimmer. So note that I put them back quite significantly. And that's because we want to delay these flag waving fellows as long as we can. Delay their activation, that is. So we want Suzuro in here. Use that skill. Use this skill, be very careful not to hit this guy. Your short range sniper in here. So be mindful of where I put the short range sniper. Alright, Akafuyu on the caster up the back here. Myrtle's skill as soon as it's ready, and Akafuyu's skill as soon as it's ready as well. Once that guy goes down, there he goes, pull Akafuyu out, put silence in. Fast forward again. And we should be able to put Armia in by now. I'm just going to wait a minute just to make sure, because it's better to be safe than sorry, and I'm not in a huge rush. So, yep, that guy's moving off, so we're going to put Armia here. Zimmer's skill again. Be mindful of this first Lancer. So we want to grab him about there. And just pull Gravel straight back out. Keep cycling Myrtle's skill. So you see how much damage that Lancer did when it got to my Zimmer. So just be mindful of that. So once again, second Lancer. Grab him and pull back out. Alright, so pop in the Surta. You notice that I've still got all my Vanguards on the field. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put Akafuyu here. And Surta's skill as soon as it's ready. We'll just cycle skills as well. So as soon as they both go down, Surta out and nick this guy. And you'll notice that Akafuyu is just going to go through them. And Akafuyu's skill about there. Again, block the Lancer. Akafuyu out as soon as he dies. Texas' skill, and now we're going to yank Texas out. Last use of this skill. Keep cycling everybody though. And what's going to happen here is we're just going to let these two go and whack that and quickly swap in Bison. So I did the little 1, 2, 3 there. There are better ways to go about it, but that's how it's done more or less. So you want to stop the first one, stop the second one, and put Bison on top of both of them before they run off on you. Okay, so we have our next lot of 3 coming. So we're going to once again put Surta in, same place. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to use skills all around the place. So as soon as Surta starts swinging, and this is going to be one of those things, so 1, drone, skill, 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 skill. As soon as all 3 are gone, Surta out. Now, again, 1, 2, pull out. And you'll notice that my silence is only just staying alive. If you find your silencer's dying there, whether she's not healing herself back up or whatever else, use the medic drone. If she's getting one shot, I'm afraid I can't help you. The only thing I can suggest is targeting this bottom one first, because that will hit, or should, sorry, hit Armia. So once again, we have Akafuyu down the bottom, ready to catch that one. So Akafuyu, once this guy comes out, because Akafuyu should catch the defense crusher, and it's completely irrelevant to me whether or not Akafuyu kills that. I don't care. What matters to me is that Akafuyu does damage to that defense crusher. Okay, I'm going to tap the next one. So the bottom one does tap Armia, as you saw. I'm going to leave Gravel in there, just to make entirely sure that it doesn't hit silence. So here it comes. And what I'm going to do is... So that one's going to knock out Province, and that one always knocks out Province. So this, pop in our drone where Province was, so our drone heals everything. Skill. And what we're going to do is we're going to give this one a love tap as well to give it a move on. And I'll fast forward this because this is just going to go its way. So once again, we're just going to do this. That was Texas. I don't care because at the moment, Serta is just eating through that. And that's it. These two guys don't attack, so it's whatever. Who cares? If you want to deploy Akafuyu there to help out, you can. If you didn't use Akafuyu over here, obviously. But yeah, it's up to you guys what you want to do from there. You can deploy Akafuyu earlier if if her redeploys come back up. You can deploy her earlier to keep that other guy away from your squad. It's up to you guys what you want to do. You have a lot of freedom once you get down to those last 3 Sarkaz enemies. So yeah, I hope that helps, guys.